Karibuni katika GMTV, pahali ambapo tunakupatia habari tofauti tofauti ambazo zinachipuka humu nchini na kote duniani. Hivi karibuni tumeona Rais William Ruto ameweza kutimua mawaziri wake wote na kabakisha waziri mkuu ndiye Musalia Mudavadi na naibu wake Rigathi Gachagua. Amefanya hivyo kwa kutimisha malengo ya Gen Z ambao wamemsinikiza atoke mamlakani, lakini yeye ameweza kutimua mawaziri wake ambao yeye mwenyewe anaona ya kwamba hawafanyi kazi. Na hapa majuzi tulikuwa tumeona kwamba alikuwa amelalamika ya kwamba mawaziri wake hawajui kile wanachofanya ama hawajui wizara vizuri. Na hapo wananchi wakaweza kuona kwamba kumbe mawaziri hawajui kazi ambao waliteuliwa wafanye. Na mbeleni kabisa tunaona Mheshimiwa Mbadi akisema kuna mawaziri ambao wameteuliwa ambao hawajui kazi yao na ambao hawatafanya kazi na kulingana na malengo ya rais. Hebu tusikize sauti ya Mheshimiwa John Mbadi.
Mr. Speaker, what is required of us as a house is to approve these members based on their suitability to hold these positions. If you look at the nominees, I want to agree that yes, there are some names in that list. Out of the 24, there are individuals you can pick out and say have the competence, have the capacity, have the professional competence and academic competence, including experience, that they would use to execute their functions. I would mention that the nominee for the position of Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, has the capacity, if it's given opportunity, to deliver and perform the functions that are bestowed on that office. There are also other names I would mention. I would mention the name of Honorable Duale. Everybody has been mentioning. We know the work ethics of Duale. Mr. Speaker, I have also mentioned that Honorable Duale, I think everybody has been speaking about how Duale has the work ethics. Duale has been majority leader for about 7 years. He has served even as assistant minister. I agree that Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen is versatile. He may not have the experience in that ministry that he has been charged with, but he is versatile. I know he can adopt. There are others like Eliudo Walo, people who have not worked in government, but through experience in terms of consultancy, he can get into that ministry and perform. Tuya, I can't overemphasize. Kithure Kindiki, misplaced, but intelligent enough, he can adjust. Speaker Muturi, I am sure, will deliver. But Mr. Speaker, looking at this cabinet in totality, I have my fears. We are approving, if we do approve, we are approving a cabinet that is not so competent. We are approving a cabinet that I think the mindset of the appointing authority was not on service delivery. This is not a cabinet that is going to bring economic revolution in this country. This is not a cabinet that is going to have Kenya take off from a middle-income economy. This is a cabinet that lacks competence, integrity in many aspects. So what was informing the appointment of these members to the cabinet? If you can have Aisha Juma tasked with the responsibility of reforming our civil service, which has challenges, I fear that is not something that is going to work. This is a cabinet that was informed by political expediency. The president has actually appointed 2027 campaign managers, regional campaign managers. The president is simply telling us that we give him a cabinet that is not going to function because he's ready to run the entire government system, machinery and structure from State House using advisors. Otherwise, we would not have a cabinet that we have today. The cabinet is deficient in terms of academic, in terms of professional competence, in terms of experience, in terms of integrity. Many people with cases. Look at the case of Davis Chirchir, Mr. Speaker. This is the same gentleman who was removed from office in 2015. Removed from office on matters of corruption. This gentleman, how many Kenyans, if you ask them today, would remember that he was holding the docket of energy? Very few, meaning he left no impact in that ministry. We are approving you based on your capacity to hold office. Look at the lady Penina. She is being disapproved simply because she could not talk properly in the committee. And you are telling me that a name that has been brought here by none other than the president as having been mentioned in matters corruption, that person is as clean as cotton. Mr. Speaker, let us be serious. Even if, and I've never been in government except in 2008 to 2013 when I was in Nusumukati government. I have never been in government since that time, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, we have a choice to make either decision to reject over 60% of these names or give President Ruto his skunk. Let us not interfere with it. We give it to him. He has asked for it. Let us give him his cabinet. We know he's going to run the government from State House. These are not people who can run a government. Apart from a few individuals who are not even more than 8, the rest are incompetent, unqualified, have integrity issues, are people who cannot deliver this country from where it is to the next level that we want the country to move in. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Baada ya miezi michache, Rais aliweza kudhibitisha maneno ya Mheshimiwa John Mbadi wakati mawaziri walikuwa wameitwa State House kuweka saini mkataba wao wa kufanya kazi, na hapo rais alisema baadhi yao hawajui wizara zao, hawajui kazi ambao wanastahili kufanya.
Many of you, the people I speak to, don't even know what is going on in your ministries or departments. You have very scanty information. The moment I know more than you in your ministry, then you must begin to understand that something is very wrong. How do you run a ministry or a department or a parastatal if you have no information? That is the highest level of incompetence.
Kwa haya yote na yale rais alikuwa amesema, kwa hivyo wananchi wana matumaini makubwa ama wanamsubiri rais waweze kuona atateua nani katika wizara tofauti tofauti, na ni akina nani hao ambao wataweza kutimisha malengo ya wananchi na kutimisha yale ambayo yeye mwenyewe rais aliweza kuahidia wananchi atawafanyia, na wananchi wote watatoka katika ufukara na wananchi wote watapata pesa mkononi. Kwa hivyo twagoja ama wananchi wanagoja kwa hamu na gamu waone uteuzi wa Rais William Ruto. Kwa hayo machache na kuomba uweze kusubscribe katika GMTV na tutaweza kukuletea habari tofauti tofauti ambazo zinachipuka humu nchini. Asanteni sana.